Yo, what's up, guys? We are back with another review. We are back with the SmackDown review, and SmackDown straight out of Madison Square Garden. Pretty exciting SmackDown. There were some rumors that didn't quite happen. You know, we didn't get a if you smell, we didn't get any of that, but still a very good SmackDown nonetheless. So let's get into it. We saw the opening segment was the Bloodline without Jacob Fatu arriving in the arena, with Paul Heyman even asking Solo where Jacob Fatu is. And he just taps Paul Heyman on the shoulder, on the chest, and they walk out. As they're walking out, we see on the screens behind them that Cody, Randy, and Kevin Owens arrived in the car right behind them, and they are walking out to the entranceway, and it's on. And boy, was it on. They went at each other, they attacked each other, they beat the hell out of each other. Kevin Owens with a swanton off something really high onto a table, taking our tongue lower. This was crazy. Like, this was a hot start to SmackDown, and I was like, okay, we're in for a damn good SmackDown. Crazy stuff. We then went to the break. Don't know why. Oh, sorry. We went to the break after the security guards came into the ring to try and stop the babyfaces, but didn't quite happen. The babyfaces just cleared them out, and the heels ran away. And then we went to the break because basically Cody, Randy, and Kevin Owens were not leaving the ring until they got their match or they got their fight. And after the break, we saw Nick Aldis come out with police officers, and the babyface cut a promo. Randy saying he's been dealing with the Bloodline for way too long. They put him on the shelf. Kevin Owens, same thing. He's been dealing with them for way too long. And Cody Rhodes was saying, I thought I got rid of these guys already. I thought we ended this at WrestleMania. So then basically the babyfaces got escorted out of the arena as a whole, leaving the heels still around. The very first match we had Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Am I right in that? I am right in that. Sorry, just checking my notes. Decent match, I'm not gonna lie. Jade Cargill looked pretty good in this, and I'm wondering if it's the whole tag team aspect of, you know, having to come in and then remember what you need to do at that specific point. After you've been standing on the apron for so long, that kind of disrupts Jade Cargill, because every time she's been in a triple threat match, I think she's been in 1 or 2 now, she had 1 or 2 singles matches on SmackDown, she hasn't disappointed there. So I wonder if it's that tag team aspect of having to come in, having to deal with multiple opponents at a time, usually with her hot tags, that's disrupting her. But anyway, decent match nonetheless. Obviously, we got Candice in there, great worker. We got Tiffany in there, great worker. Tiffany ends up getting the win, and she is moving on to the Money in the Bank match, where I think between her and the person I mentioned last week, so if you don't know who I mentioned last week, go check it out. I'll tell you right now. It was Chelsea Green. Between her and Chelsea Green, I think one of them is taking it. I'm not going to lie. I'd have it be Chelsea Green. I think Tiffany Stratton has got too many years, so many years on her. She can wait another year. That's what I personally think. We then see Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa backstage, where they discuss the fact. Oh, let me rephrase this. Paul Heyman actually asked Solo straight up again, "Where is Jacob Fatu?" Solo says, "Listen, wise man, I'm listening to you. You said he was too dangerous, so he is not here tonight. I'm listening to you." And we come to learn later on that might not be true at all, but that's at least sets up something for later on. We then had another triple threat to go into the Money in the Bank ladder match, and this time it was LA Knight, Logan Paul, and Santos Escobar. Logan Paul's second ever match on free television, and again, another really good triple threats. There's something about Logan Paul's triple threats that I quite like. He doesn't roll out of the ring and lie on the floor for way too long or anything like that, and neither do his opponents necessarily. They might for a little bit, but the action seems to be a triple threat match constantly, and I like that, because far too many times do we see guys just rolling and lying on the floor, then you got a one-on-one match. You know, more pay-per-view matches than TV matches. TV matches, they're all trying to get their stuff in, but I really like the match. Logan Paul had a quick promo before the match started. He introduced a basketball player who apparently, I think, he must be some sort of rival to the crowd in MSG. Don't know anything about basketball, forgive me. There's other guys on STOMP Wrestling which probably would have suited this specific match better, that understand what is going on. So, sorry about that, guys. But in the end, we had, who actually won? LA Knight actually pinned Logan Paul, which was a surprise, a quick roll-up pin. 1, 2, 3, got the win. LA Knight's going to Money in the Bank. Do I care this year? Maybe not. Should he have won it last year? Definitely. So what are we doing with this now? Because I know we're going to get Logan versus LA Knight at SummerSlam. So it's clear LA Knight is not winning. That's what I can see from all of this. So, but good match nonetheless as well. 2 solid matches so far in the night. Nothing to complain about. Before the next match, we had a nice moment where WWE paid tribute to Sika, the father of Roman Reigns, former tag team, former one half of one of the most iconic tag teams in pro wrestling history, the Wild Samoans. So this is a nice tribute to Sika. Rest in peace, Sika. But then we move on to Blair Davenport taking on Naomi and Indy Hartwell in another triple threat Money in the Bank. I'm not going to lie. You're kind of killing the triple threat right now, but we'll move. This match was alright. I thought there were some good moments, some pretty blah moments. Nice for Indy Hartwell to get a moment here, but I don't know, I just felt, yeah, it was just alright. I'm not complaining, I'm not praising it. It was just alright. And for Naomi to end up getting the win, I thought we might get a Blair Davenport. I thought she might have been a good fit for their Money in the Bank. But of course, Naomi is the biggest star, so she is going to get the win. And Naomi moves on to Money in the Bank. And I wouldn't be surprised if... This may sound silly, and I don't want it to happen, but what if Naomi wins it and cashes in on Bailey, her friend in storyline now? Or her friend in actuality, but her friend in storyline. Like... That could be something they do, but is it worth it? I don't know. I don't think so. I think Tiffany or Chelsea Green would benefit much more from it than what Naomi would, to be honest. And now we have the Bloodline ceremony that we were supposed to have in the beginning of the night. And that is all the members of the Bloodline come out, except for Jacob Fatu. And, you know, Paul Heyman, obviously, we don't quite know what his allegiances lie with these guys yet. But they all come out. And then this is where Solo Sikoa seeks his acknowledgement from everybody. So he gets his acknowledgement from Tama Tonga. He says, I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. He gets his acknowledgement from Tangaloa as well. And in the meantime, he has called out Jacob Fatu. And what an epic entrance Jacob Fatu has. What a sick entrance and sick entrance team Jacob Fatu has. But he comes out and he also acknowledges Solo Sikoa as his tribal chief. And this was all shocking to me. Like, hey man. Then he asked Paul Heyman, listen, accept me as your tribal chief. Acknowledge me. Paul Heyman's about to do it. And then he goes all, I do not acknowledge you as my tribal chief. And then they beat the hell out of him. They absolutely destroyed Paul Heyman. Big thumb to the, you know, thumb spike, solo spike, Samoan spike, that thing. Big one of those to Paul Heyman. Big headbutt, diving headbutt onto Paul Heyman. I was like, are you really going to splash Paul Heyman from up there? But no, they landed diving headbutt much safer. Well, could go worse, but they did it safely. And then they took him to the announce table and they triple power bombed him through the announce table. Paul Heyman should not be taking bumps like that. Guys, he's 58. He should not be taking... He's 58 and it's not like he looks like Sting. Because Sting was in his 60s doing what he was doing. He's 58 and he looks like Paul Heyman. He should not be doing this. Should not be. So RIP Paul Heyman. We'll miss you, my guy. But yeah, great episode of SmackDown. I was expecting someone to come out. I was really expecting someone to come out. It was the MSG. If you can hear my dogs, ignore them. It was MSG. I thought someone was definitely come out. That big moment is going to happen. It's going to be The Rock. It's going to be Roman. It's going to be someone. Nothing happened. They just let Paul Heyman get absolutely beat up. Shame. I guess we won't be seeing Paul Heyman for a good while. But great episode of SmackDown. Maybe felt one-dimensional at times. Money in the Bank and Bloodline. That was it, you know. And maybe we could have seen, I don't know, something more with the baby faces at the end. I don't know. I guess the point was for them to take out Paul Heyman. And I guess the point of getting rid of the baby faces was so that they can take out Paul Heyman. So, with that being said, decent episode of SmackDown. We'll see you guys next week. Take care and peace.